Hey, Cancer, welcome to Tifa's Tarot, and I hope you're doing well wherever you are in the world. And today we're going to go ahead and take a look at your Venus in retrograde reading for this particular Venus in retrograde, okay? So I did make an extended video about what Venus in retrograde is, what Venus is, and what it rules over. I did make a general astrological video about that. And I talked about what Venus in retrograde is going to look like collectively, but I wanted to just kind of hone it down. We use a little bit of the intuitive powers of the tarot to pull messages that were specific for the signs, okay? So this is just whatever that I'm getting, that I'm intuitively drawn towards to tell you. That's the message that you'll be receiving about this Venus in retrograde. So just to keep it short before we start the reading, Venus is ruled by love. Venus rules our love, our relationships, right? Our platonic, romantic, professional relationships. It rules what we find beautiful aesthetically. It rules also over our financial security, right? So these could all be affected, right, when we have a Venus in retrograde. This is why they say during a Venus in retrograde, it's best to not get any procedures or any cosmetic things done at this particular time, that there is a high propensity perhaps of something happening, or is just like not exactly like what you really wanted, okay? Because that has to do with our aesthetics. And we could be feeling some type of way about ourselves, right? If we have any insecurities that could be highlighted around this particular time, right? Um, Also, relationships can be very intense around this time. Is in retrograde. It started on March 1st in the sign of Aries, and it will stay there from March 1st until March 27th. Now, on March 27th, it's going to retrograde back into Pisces, right? So these are kind of like this hot, cold, pull, push forces that are going to be happening in this retrograde period. So we're looking at this is going to be timed for March 1st, and it's going to last until about April 12th that we're going to be in this retrograde period, okay? And that could be collectively affecting us all in some ways: our relationships, our finances, our self-esteem, our beauty, our aesthetics, our thoughts about them, and also our finances, right, could all be affected during this particular time. So we're just going to set the intention that this is for the sign of Cancer. So if you have Cancer, it is in your Sun, your rising, or your Venus, then it is my sincerest intention that this reading may resonate with you in some capacity, and that you're able to receive these messages and apply them to your own life, always and only for your highest good. All right. Let's go ahead and get into it. We are using, since it is Venus, and Venus is rules over like sensuality in a sense, right? I did do this. I chose this tarot sex magic deck to use, and then we're going to close the reading out and see if we get any messages that will resonate with you from this Romance Angels Oracle. All right. So our first thing is we are looking at, where's your heart at this time. So as we've typed, as we're in this season of this Venus in retrograde, let's see Cancer. For the Cancers I'm connecting to, where is their heart at this particular time? All right, interesting. So, you're a little bit conflict around this time. I see there could be some like toxic themes that you're kind of dealing with at this particular time. You could be having some yearnings to kind of indulge in some sensual matters, right? Perhaps with this devil card here. And then you've got the Ten of Swords, which lets me know that there's something very maybe scandalous about it, maybe a little bit even hurtful. So when we do have this Ten of Swords, that's all about something ending, right? Or feeling like you're at the rock bottom of a situation. I don't know if it has something to do with the Leo. You've got the sun here, and that is either, that could be a person, but that sun energy also talks about like an expose, so to speak, right? This is something being exposed, because what the sun does, it comes out and it shines the light, and you cannot hide underneath the rays of the sun, right? The sun shows things. So there could be something that's being shown to you, or something that's being exposed about you during this particular time. All right. And we've got this hangman here. So this could be the end of something. This is like, do you want to stay or you want to go? This is some type of sacrifice maybe that you're thinking of. This could also be like you feeling like there's some type of differing perspective here. So I don't know if you're the recipient of this. To me, this kind of looks like there could be an exposure of some type of scandalous activity between you and another person, or you finding this out about another person, and just feeling like, dang, like this sucks. Like, so your heart could be there at this time, and you really are just sitting here thinking of like, should I stay or should I go? Right? Do I need to give this up? Do I throw in the towel right now? Okay. So that's where I'm seeing where your heart is at during this period. Let's go ahead and look at what are your subconscious values, right? So the things that we sometimes attract in our lives sometimes are just circumstances, right? It's just the luck of the draws, what the cards that were dealt at this particular time. But what do we really value, right? Just because we really value something doesn't mean we always receive it. So here we're taking a look at what are your subconscious values. And this is a really important question, especially for a Venus in retrograde period, because this is a time retrogrades are known for you're not really supposed to be too active around this time. You're really supposed to contemplate and meditate on those matters, those Venusian matters in your life. Like, what are your relationships like? What are your finances like? How are you feeling with your job and your financial security, so to speak, your investment, so to speak? So this is a time to really like spend time examining that and really looking at, okay, this is what you have, but what do you want? And is it aligned? Is what you have aligned with what you want? Okay. So what are your subconscious values? What are Cancer subconscious values? So you got the King of Swords. Okay. You need for things to really just, okay, you've got the Three of Cups. Okay. And then you've got the Nine of Wands. From the Cancers I'm connecting to, you really would want someone who is rational, reasonable, logical. You could perhaps even operate on this yourself, and you're looking for someone who can sufficiently show that, right? That they have strategic thoughts, they don't get overly emotional. Could also be looking for just your subconscious values are also just wanting to be a good friend and also wanting to attract great relationships to you, someone that you can have fun with, right? Or people that you can have fun with, people that you don't have to feel burdened with, people that you can share the burdens with, or a person you can share the burden with that Nine of Wands. Okay. You could also sometimes feel like you have some hesitancy in like really opening up in some way, because maybe there is a tendency for you to be like overly strategic or overly thoughtful in some way. Okay. Or just like really involved in like your thoughts, and you really just need to be in an ideal scenario where you're able to just like be vulnerable but also be yourself, right? Because that Three of Cups, I would say, that's about your celebrations. These are your friendships, your circle of support, right? It's in that. And so there's something here about like really needing to have that. Like, you need to have a strong social support that keeps you feeling like you're just well-rounded. You need a well-rounded emotional support and someone that shared those burdens with, right? With that Nine of Wands. So let's look at what you no longer value. So what are some played out things in your life that it's time for you to reflect during this retrograde of what you no longer value? It's not important to you anymore and you need to let it go. Okay. Venus in retrograde is also a great time if you are someone who struggles with just bad habits that you kind of want to give up, or really like tuning into your body and seeing, like, checking in with your body. How do you feel? How was your health at this time? Do you feel comfortable in your body or not? And what are some measures that you can take to ensure that you do? Okay. This is a great time for really like thinking about that and setting up a plan for what that looks like, whether that's beautifying yourself another way, whether that's, I don't know. I wouldn't say like don't get any haircuts or anything like that. You might not like it, but it's time to really do the homework to examine what you could possibly like. So let's say what you no longer value at this time. What does Cancer no longer value? Okay. You're definitely being told to walk away. Okay. Yeah. You you don't value, like, there's things that just don't align with you emotionally anymore. And if they don't, if these are relationships that you're just keeping around because it just makes you is for that other person's expense, don't do that anymore, right? Eight of Cups wants you to release those burden. Anything that's burdensome or does not actively help you in any way to help you to grow, everything doesn't need to go into our next chapter with us, and is asking you to really walk away from that. I feel like you could be very hesitant and could be a hoarder when it comes to getting people out of your life. But that Seven of Pentacles, this is really asking you to examine who are these actors in your life that are around you that you don't really like need. Okay, is just not serving you. You're meant to be going on other journeys here. As the Six of Swords, this is all about you needing to make a very necessary transition into whom you share your energy with. Okay. And I just feel like there are people in your life who just are not in. And let's look at 6, 7, 8 here. So 6 is you need to get on with people who are not contributing to you, and if these are people that you know or person that you do know of, if you have to if you have to keep thinking like, does this person really mess with me, like, am I even that important to them, you need to like walk away from that. You shouldn't be insecure about people who are supposed to be close to you and how they feel about you. Their life is too short. There are 8 billion people on the planet to meet, and you don't need to get hung up on one person who doesn't value or respect you enough to show you the energy that you deserve. Okay. So that could be something you just don't value anymore. And you're just through with feeding into people who take you for granted. So that could be something that's highlighted around this time. And you're really being forced to kind of look at that. That could be some type of like glaring expose kind of comes of that. So I'm seeing like there could be exposures of people around you. I'm not really seeing it's you per se, but I'm thinking there could be people around you that there's something about their nature is going to be more evident around this time. And it's going to force you to be in a position where you really have to be like, huh, okay, all right. And perhaps make some tough decisions about what you need to do. Okay. So let's take a look at how can you best reconnect with who or what you most value or love. So how can you best reconnect with who or what you value and or love? Okay, you've got the Two of Cups. You've got the Knight of Cups. Beautiful. And you've got the Ace of Cups. This is beautiful. And you've got the Strength. So, Two of Cups, first of all, is this is soulmate energy. If you're in a relationship, this is assuring to me that you're with the person that you need to be with, that you are emotionally tied to. There's a soulmate energy around you, and there could be this need if you feel like there's been a little bit of push or pull, or that you guys are like kind of drifting apart in some way. There could be this need for you to really like actively show up for this person. I'm getting big Leo energy here too, because we got the Strength card here. And this could also just mean this is asking for you to be the bigger person when it comes to this connection, and to not really expose quite how vulnerable you are about how you feel about this supposed drifting. Okay. But this is really asking you to just be strong about it and to bring more love into the situation. Okay. Um, go out of there. Like, I'm getting big time romantic value things here. Okay. So it could be, yeah, you reconnect with like your soulmate tribe, right? The person that you love the most, that um and I always talk about soulmates and not necessarily having to be romantic per se, because there are people I believe that come into our life that just show us different lessons. Okay. And those are people that you're supposed to meet. And you get the glimpse of who your soulmates are, because not everybody is important to you. There are probably plenty of people you've met in your life that you don't even remember meeting, of course. Those would not be considered your soulmates. But I'm getting here that there is a particular soulmate that's in your energy at this time, and to just actively go towards reassuring that love, and just like it's safe for you to do that at this time. Okay. And let's just go ahead and close this reading out with a few cards from the romance angels. Let's see if there are any messages for Cancer and our romance angels. Okay. Our first one is soulmate. Yes, this is your soulmate. Okay. Whoever you've inquiring about, it's your soulmate. And then you've got separation. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon. Okay. So this could be, like I said, a bit of a push and pull. Like you guys could be drifting apart in some ways, and it's just time for you to kind of come back together. And then you've got reconciliation, right? So I do think that you do go through, there's some type of struggle that you go through with the partner here. And it says someone from your past is returning to your life. Okay. And so then they come back. I don't know, Cancer. That's what I got. Anyway, I hope this resonated with you. My name is Tifa. I do tarot. If you enjoy the way that I read tarot and then these messages resonate with you, I would appreciate it if you commented, you liked, and definitely subscribe. Hit that subscription, please. And if you are interested in getting a reading yourself, please do consider booking me. And I do offer different services, different spreads that I could connect more with you, right, on a personal level. So go ahead and consider booking me for personal reading. That's what I got for you, dear Cancer. I love you so much, Cancer. I hope you have a great day and be safe out here in this Venus in retrograde. Bye.